What's up, Titans family? Welcome back to All Out Titans podcast. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Do me a favor real fast. Hit that like. Also hit that subscribe button and come be a part of the team. As we all know, there is a lot of rumors going around right now. Not gonna lie, some of it I really wish was true. But let's face it, the Tennessee Titans are not gonna sign Lamar Jackson. They're not gonna trade for him. They're not gonna do anything to get him. It would be amazing if they did, but they're just not going to. Everybody was telling me, oh, the Titans are going after Lamar. Titans are going after Lamar. Titans are going after Lamar. Where are you guys getting this information? Because that would just be a dream come true. Now, I just want to talk about the general managers we had the past few years. First off, Rustin Webster. Horrible GM. The guy didn't spend any kind of money. Yes, he re-signed Chris Johnson, but that's because Chris Johnson was on a holdout. The guy was a horrible general manager. So when Amy Adams-Strunk took over the team, she went ahead and fired him and hired John Robinson. Now, one thing I did like about John Robinson's resume is how his connection was to New England. In the early 2000s on, he was with New England. I know he was with Tampa Bay for a little bit, but you know, he had that New England intelligence, and he was aggressive. I believe his first year as general manager, we had the number 1 pick, and he traded away. With that number 1 pick, he was actually going to draft another left tackle to replace Taylor Lewan. At the time, Taylor wasn't Taylor Lewan that we know now. The reason why he didn't draft a left tackle, he actually pulled Taylor Lewan into the office and was like, hey, what do you think about us picking a tackle for the number 1 pick? Taylor Lewan responded by saying, well, that's a lot for a right tackle because I'm your left tackle. After that, John Robinson was very much convinced and ended up trading the pick away to the Rams. Now, before I get started, I do want to say John Robinson has made lots of mistakes, okay? He's made plenty of mistakes. But one thing I did like about John Robinson is he was aggressive. He went and got Malcolm Butler, Logan Ryan. He wasn't afraid to spend money. Sometimes he spent too much money, like giving Bud Dupree $85 million. That was too much for Bud Dupree. But he was fearless when it came to spending money. He knew that he had to spend money to get players. I honestly would have given Derrick Henry a little bit more than $50 million, but Derrick Henry agreed to it, so it worked out. I just like how he was aggressive. Yes, he made some dumb decisions. Drafting Isaiah Wilson. Now, I'm not going to lie. Yes, was Julio Jones, Vic Beasley, J.D. Clowney, were they all huge mistakes? Absolutely. But at the time, I was agreeing, hoping that we would get him. And I know a lot of other people were too. I was even looking back at the old tweets before we picked up Julio Jones. People were dying to get Julio with Tennessee. They were dying to get him. We got him, and they were saying, oh, stupid move by John. People were hoping for Clowney. They were dying to get Clowney. Who's Clowney going to pick? He had a bunch of offers for many teams. Who's he going to pick? Everybody was like, please pick Tennessee. Please pick the Titans. Please pick the Titans. Come on, Clowney. He picked the Titans. Turned out to be a bust, and people were like, dumb move, John. Vic Beasley. When Vic Beasley was with Atlanta, he was a great player. He was a great defensive player. Nobody could have predicted that Vic Beasley would come to Tennessee and just be like, oh, I just picked up on $9 million. I'm just going to be lazy. Can't pass a physical, can't even play. Dumb move, John. When he did sign Bud Dupree, I thought that was a little too much money for Dupree. Yes, Dupree is a great player when he's healthy, but he wasn't worth no $85 million. Now, the dumbest thing John Robinson did was not get on a communication level with Mike Vrabel, which I really don't know why. If your head coach is saying do not get rid of this player, and you're like, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want, and trade away your superstar receiver, why would you do that? That was a huge mistake by John Robinson. I'm not saying that's what really got him fired, trading AJ, but that was a big part of it. And Mike Vrabel was like, don't trade him. Don't trade him. As long as I'm head coach, he's not going anywhere. They were on communication. He was talking to AJ, telling AJ, you're not going anywhere. They're just rumors. Ignore them. Apparently, John Robinson wanted to give AJ $16 million up to $20. AJ would have resigned with the Titans if he got to $22 million. John Robinson wouldn't do it. He gave Bud Dupree $85 million, but wouldn't give AJ Brown, a superstar receiver, $100 million. But that's one thing I do got to say about John Robinson. He was aggressive. Yes, did he screw up our roster? 100%. I could not believe at the beginning of last season the receivers we had. I was like, Robert Woods. Yeah, he was an okay receiver for the Rams. Was he a number one receiver? Absolutely not. And that's who you picked up to replace AJ? We knew for a fact Burks wasn't going to be an AJ Brown type of player. AJ Brown is one in a dozen. You just don't draft receivers like that. Look at Corey Davis. When we drafted Corey Davis, I was like, oh, wow, that was a great pickup. Oh, man, he's a great receiver. I thought he was going to be like an A.J. Brown, but he wasn't. Was he a good receiver? Yes. Was he a great receiver? You could say that. But was he amazing? No. John Robinson was aggressive. He spent money. He got us players, but he also made too many mistakes. Hiring Mike Vrabel was one of John Robinson's better moves, I would say, because Mike Vrabel has probably been the best coach in Tennessee Titans history. Way better than Fisher. Way better than Munchak. Way better than Wisenhunt. Way better than Malarkey. I mean, he's by far the Titans' best coach ever. And what I'm worried about, to be honest, with Carthon, with our new general manager, is that he's going to be afraid to spend money. He's a rookie general manager. And that's the one thing I'm worried about, is him worried to spend money. You got to be aggressive. In free agency, he picked up some B players. Were they dynamite players? No. I mean, I still don't know what we're going to do for a receiver. Honestly. Nick Westbrook-Akina, I don't think is that good at all. I don't like Nick Westbrook-Akina. I think he's, an okay receiver, but he's not somebody that we really need right now as a starting receiver. Now, I'm not saying the players that we got in free agency are horrible. I'm just saying they're not A key players, which is fine. That's not a problem. But there's no way Rand is going to go after Lamar Jackson. People were saying that he was going to go after Aaron Rodgers. We already knew that wasn't going to happen. Every single year, in the offseason, there's a bunch of rumors going around that we're going to get these dynamite players, and it never really happens. Carthon is not going to spend money. He's not going to spend money, especially his first season. What I really think, what I like, me personally, is I like the owners to really stay out of it. Let your general manager and your head coach do their job. Let them do their job. One thing Amy wanted was somebody to communicate to her. She wants someone that's going to communicate to her. Now, one thing we all know about Bud Adams is he was extremely controlling. He was just like Al Davis. He was just like Jerry Jones. Bud Adams was the same way. He called Jeff Fisher and said, you need to start Vince Young. They wanted to draft Matt Leinart, and he went in and said, I want Vince Young. He was a very controlling owner. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I really wasn't. Let your general manager and your head coach do their thing. Give them the money they need. Give them the resources, but let them do their job. Now, I'm not saying Amy Adams is going to go in there and tell them, no, you need to do this, or yes, you need to do that. But I think she might be involved a little too much. Love Amy Adams. I love her to death. She's done a great job since taking over the Titans. I know her sister's husband was running it for a little bit, but he sucked. I gotta say, Amy Adams is an amazing owner. She's doing a great job. I love her to death. Shout out to Amy Adams. Kevin Byard. Now, I know the Titans went and asked Kevin Byard for a pay cut. Huge mistake. Mike Vrabel said it at the end of last season. Kevin Byard never gets injured. He's restructured his contract multiple times to get players. He did it to get Harold Landry paid, and he also did it when they picked up Clowney. He restructured his contract so the team can get some more people. Then they go and ask him to take a pay cut? The guy's one of the best defensive backs in the league. He's an amazing safety. The guy is awesome. And you ask him to take a pay cut? Yes, I know that John Robinson has screwed up our team by giving players too much money, and now we're trying to get Jeffrey Simmons signed, which is really worrying me because I don't think they're going to get him signed to the contract that he wants or deserves. If the Titans could trade Tannehill to get Jackson, I know they would have to give up some first-round picks, and that's what Carthon's not going to do. He's not going to give away first-round picks his first year as general manager. He's not going to do it. Yes, they would have Lamar Jackson, but they're not going to do it. He's not going to trade away first-round draft picks his first year as general manager. It's not happening. But it would be amazing if he did. if we got Lamar Jackson. Then go trade a second round, a third round pick to go get Hopkins. If we had Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and Hopkins, that's Super Bowl already. I mean, that's dynasty. Dynasty. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. You know, I'm really curious on what's going to happen with the receiver position. There's not really any great receivers in free agency anymore. I mean, this year wasn't a whole lot in free agency anyway, but you know, I thought he was going to make some trades to get a number one receiver. I don't see Burks being, Burks did make some great catches last year, but I don't see him being a great number one receiver. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to have a lot of people against me on that, but I just don't see it. I'm really rooting for Carthon. I really do. I think he's going to be a good GM down the road. It's going to take him a couple years, though. He's got to get out of this window. You know, his first season as general manager, you know, he's still learning around. Him and Mike Vrabel need to really get together, and Mike Vrabel needs to go in and say, these are who I need. This is what we need. Get it done. There was a moment that I actually wanted Vrabel to take over as general manager, kind of like Bill Belichick in New England. I was hoping he would. Amy Adams wanted somebody that can communicate with our current head coach, that can currently work with our current head coach. It's going to be an interesting draft. It really is. I'm wondering who they're going to be drafting, if they're going to make any trades to move up, if they're going to restructure Tannehill's contract. Are they going to keep Tannehill a couple more years? I'm really hoping they don't cut KB. Do not cut Kevin Byard. I mean, that would just be stupid. It really sucks to be a Titans fan right now because we are in rebuild. You know, we missed our Super Bowl window. We went to the playoffs. We lost in the AFC Championship. We lost in the first rounds multiple times. And it sucks. It really does suck. We missed our Super Bowl window. And if we would have went in 2019, if we would have beat KC, we would have won the Super Bowl that year. We would have beaten the 49ers, which Carthon came from. I am going to put a lot of faith in the Carthon. I think he is going to be a good general manager. I think he just needs time. So the rumor going around about Lamar Jackson becoming a Tennessee Titan is not going to happen. It's not happening. I wish it did. I wish it would, but it's not happening. He's not going to do it. He's not going to give up first-round picks on his first year as general manager. He ain't doing it. There's no way. No way. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support. Do me a favor real fast. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. And I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.